Have you ever heard that real estate investing could make you rich and wonder if it's really true? Well, there is more to the story. So in this video, I'm gonna cut through the hype and give you the real info, the real truth about what you need about long-term investing and how to focus on the right stats and find mentors to move you forward. All right, so let's just get to it. Will real estate make you rich? That's generally true. Generally true, because the truth is, some people even get lucky when they invest in real estate. I've seen several examples of people that we've met with where they bought real estate and it just happened to make money, right? Because it's a real asset. It's not like it's gambling in the stock market where it goes up and down day to day. Real estate doesn't work that way. It's very much more of a smooth progress. And it's been historically proven to actually work. So can you get lucky doing it? Yeah, and you can actually buy real estate and get lucky. So if you're gonna do anything and not get any education at all and just invest in anything, real estate might be that answer that could do it for you. But overall though, I've seen people also do real estate wrong. And I know we got other mistake series videos about what not to do with real estate, but the truth is that you gotta be careful with real estate as well. Those that buy real estate only to bank on appreciation, those people are the ones that actually lose money. If you're just trying to make money off the sale, that's where you can kind of get a little high risk. The best thing you do with real estate is invest for cash flow, right? You need cash flow coming from that real estate. You need profit. You need to make sure you have more money coming in than what you're paying out for that property. So I'll just say as a warning, if you want to avoid going broke with real estate, don't just gamble and try to make big money and make, this quick get rich quick schemes that you might hear people talk about. That's not what I want you to do. Really what you want to do is start investing more over the long term versus just the short term. That's the real key here. Now, short term, like I said, people can make money doing that, but it requires more education and more discipline. It requires you being more hands-on and more involved to be able to make that work for you. And I'm talking about short term, I mean like in the next year, right? Like trying to make quick buck off of that property. Longer term, I'm talking about the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years, which I know in the financial world, that sounds like a midterm thing, not a long-term thing. But from a real estate investor standpoint, heck, 5, 7, 10 years, that's a long time because there's a lot that can happen in real estate over that period of time that can make you a lot of money. And so invest more for the long term. Right? So even if you're buying investment properties like rental properties, don't just buy it to flip it really quickly. Buy it, create the cash flow from it, keep that paying you for a while until, just so you know, wait till the end because I'm gonna give you the formula for knowing how long you should keep a property for. But just know this, is that you wanna be able to keep that longer term, keep that cash flow growing. I'll give you an example. I had one property I bought where it was only $32,000 down payment. That was great. So that was including closing costs. I paid $32,000 for it. It was a $135,000 property. And I was already cash flowing in the beginning about $340 a month. As time went on, however, the rents kept going up. And so as rents kept going up, I kept making more money. And just so you know, that's money after I'm paying a property manager. So I don't manage it myself. I don't deal with the tenants, the toilets, or the trash. I would have to look up in the paperwork somewhere to see even what the renter's name is because I don't know. I don't deal with the renters and it's awesome. I like those turnkey real estate properties is what I like to do. So anyways, as years have gone on, we just got another note again saying, guess what? We're gonna raise the rent again because the rent prices have gone skyrocketing with inflation. I'm now over $600 a month on that same property. So guys, I've already made well over 50% return. Actually quite a bit more than that because I was making about 13% a year in the start and now I'm making closer to 20%. So in reality, I've probably made nearly 100% return just off the passive income. That doesn't include appreciation. That doesn't include all the tax benefits, which are great. And that doesn't even include the fact that they've been paying down my mortgage for me. In fact, even if you took out appreciation, it was just paying down my mortgage and the cash flow I've made, I've pretty much made my money back. That's impressive, guys. That's awesome. That same 5 years, I would have only made about a 50% return in the stock market, depending on the day you look at it. So focus on the long term, not just the short term. Now, also focus on these two key stats. I kind of already mentioned one. One is called cash on cash return. What is cash on cash return? That is your net profit. So remember, let's take that number. Say it was $32,000 I used from that property. A 12% cash on cash return or 1% a month would mean I'm making $320 a month after I pay for my mortgage payments, after I pay for insurances and taxes, after I've paid the property manager, after everything, that leaves me that return, which would be in that case, because it was $340, it was about a 13% cash on cash return in the beginning. So that's what a cash on cash return is. That's your real rate of return on the money you have. Very important statistic. Now, it's not everything. I get that, especially over the long term. That's not the only thing you look at, but it's a major one. Because I'll see some people buy properties. For example, I had one guy ask him, I said, well, what are you making per month? He says $100 a month. Okay, great. Well, how much did you pay for that? Oh, I paid $50,000. So you're making $1,200 a month, a year, $1,200 a year, $100 a month times 12, $1,200 a year on 50,000. You're making a 2.4% cash on cash return. What if there's expenses, other additional expenses? Like what if the renter moves out and you got to pay your own mortgage payment? What if you have to do maintenance or on something, repairs that have to be done on the property? Do you even have enough profit there? Not really. So you got to be careful of that. Like you don't want to have low cash on cash return. I see this especially in the western half of the United States. People that buy properties here, doesn't work well. I look more out to the Midwest or the Southeast where I can make higher returns on my money with less cash out of pocket. I love that. And so I like to look for profit. That cash on cash return is a very important statistic to look at. Now the second one is another one called return on equity. This one, what you do is you take the equity that's in your property and you divide it by your annual net returns that you're getting from your rent, right? So that cash on cash return, like that net return, you divide that into the equity and that gives you a percentage as well. So for example, someone says, hey, I got a property here. Should I, is it good? Do I have a good property? Should I sell it? What should I do? Well, I looked at the numbers. They have $40,000 of equity and they make $400 a month. Well, guess what? That's that 1% a month, isn't it? That's a 12% return on equity. Not just cash on cash return, but that's a return on equity of 12%. In those cases, great. Keep the property. No need to sell it because why would you sell it to potentially make less on the next deal? So you don't want to do that. But on the flip side, I had another client who had $700,000 of equity in his property, yet he was only making $200 a month, or about $2,400 a year. You do the math, you figure that all out, you find out he's making 1/3% per year. 1/3 of 1%. You could easily do that in a bank. Heck, you could buy CDs and make more money than that. So I told him, I said, listen, the best thing you could probably do is sell this property and buy other properties. Because even if he made a 10% cash on cash return, guess what? That $2,400 a year becomes $70,000 a year. Massive difference, making 30 times what he was already paying into that. Much better rate of return. And so he's now doing that. He said, you know what, that makes sense. I should sell this property. Even though I have emotional attachment to it because it was my first one. It's like your first child. Maybe you love them the most, maybe not. But anyways, like it was his first property. And so him to let that go and then make more money. Oh my goodness. It was a game changer for him in his life. Ironically, he was trying to pay off that property over 6 years to free up $4,000 a month. So I said, Andy, if you can go from $50,000 a year to $70,000 a year in 1 year versus waiting 6, much better. So that's the key thing you're looking for. But ultimately, guys, this is what it comes down to, is that if you want to make sure that you actually get rich with real estate, the best thing to do is find mentors or other investors that can help you accelerate your progress. One thing I've learned, it's not about working harder, and it's not even just about working smarter, although that helps. It's about working right. And when you have the right mentors or investors that they can help guide you along and say, you know what, don't do that. That's a bad thing there. Don't take that route. I did that. It cost me money. Go this direction instead. When you do those kind of things, you get guided along that process. Even if they don't have to tell you everything you have to do, but at least give you some guardrails and some guidelines to help you do this. It's amazing how much faster you can progress and become wealthier using this kind of strategy of real estate investing. So guys, that's my key to you, is make sure, one, you're investing for the long term, and then you focus on cash and cash returns as well as return on equity, and find people to help get you there to make sure you progress much faster doing it the right way. If you thought this was great, check out this next video on the Make You Rich series.